And if anybody wants to do a shout out, feel free to go ahead and unmute yourself and do one. Anybody? I don't think she's on right now. And I know Skylar's not on to be able to do this for her, so I'm going to do it. Skylar has a new coach named Coley Edwards, and she is joining us for our challenge group this month. And she just shared with us tonight that she helped her first person by getting them a year of Beachbody on Demand. So she just started. I'm super excited for her. I also want to shout out Michelle Brick.
I was just going to shout her out too.
She told me last week or the week before that she was really pushing because someone was interested and was ready after payday. And she hit successful 6 this week. So it's awesome.
Yeah, I was going to shout her out too. She's captaining our Team Cup this year. And one of our big goals on our Team Cup page was that we all really wanted to hit SC5, because none of us had done it, or it's been a while. And then she goes and hits it like the month before. So I'm like, well, you can do it again. So
absolutely. All right. Let me change us so that we're on speaker view. Okay. So I hope that I'm not sounding a little bit like a broken record, but I really want you guys to feel my energy and feel my excitement for 2019 and let it rub off on you and let it propel us into the best year, because I really, 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 truly believe that we have the ability to do major things, not just for ourselves and not just for our team, but for others. I really believe, like, I was thinking about this the other day. Think about how long you've been on this journey. And whether you consider yourself a leader or successful with the business or whatever, you know, we all have self-doubt. We all have those things going on in our heads. But think about how long you've been doing this and the fact that you haven't given up. Because I was thinking about that the other day. And then I just saw Lisa's post in the team page about how someone went with isogenics instead because they promise you that you'll lose 10 pounds in 30 days, which is complete crap, you guys, because if I mean, we won't even get into that, but imagine if someone weighs like 120 pounds and then they're promising them to lose 10 pounds in 30 days. How is that healthy for that person? So anyway, but that person that Lisa spoke to has seen Lisa doing this for how long and knows that it obviously works because Lisa hasn't quit. And instead they went with the quick fix, which is a little bit of the battle that we're going to be fighting. There are quick fixes out there and we're not one of them. But because we're not one of them, that's why it's so important that we're doing the non-negotiables every day. Because the one thing that sets us apart, we cannot promise them. If you drink Shakeology every day for 30 days, you're going to lose 10 pounds. We can't promise anybody that. Really, other companies probably shouldn't be promising that either. We can't promise people that you can drink this powdered drink mixed with water and then pretty much eat whatever you want and you'll still lose weight because your ketones are going to be vibrating or whatever they do. We can't, we can't make those promises, but we can't make those promises because we're not a quick fix. And so the non-negotiables make the big difference here because we live in a society where we want Amazon Prime to deliver in 2 days, or we want whatever the other Amazon is where it delivers in like 2 hours, Amazon Now or whatever. Or we want, we want to order our groceries and we want to pick them up and have someone just deliver, like put them in our car for us. And I'm not knocking any of this because I'm not a Pinterest mom. I'm a Prime mom. Like that's who I am. But I'm saying like we are in this society and this culture of like, I want it and I want it now. I don't want to work for it. I don't want to wait for it. And I don't want to have to really pay for it either. And Unfortunately, because of that, it's very easy for people to get suckered in to the quick fixes, to the things that are gimmicky. And it's very hard for them to see the value in committing to something and going the long haul. And so we have to show up and do our non-negotiables every day, even when it feels like no one's paying attention, no one's looking at me, no one's commenting, no one's liking, no one is, coming to me. I'm not inspiring anybody, because at some point they're going to realize the gimmick didn't work, or the quick fix isn't really fixing anything, it's putting a Band-Aid on it. At some point they're going to realize this isn't something instant, and they're going to go, hey, Lindsay has been a coach for 4.5 years now. I wonder why she's still doing that thing 4.5 years later. Because it's not a quick fix. It's a lifestyle. And if I didn't show up every day and do the non-negotiables every day, people would not realize that. People would not think, oh, Lindsay's still doing that. So every once in a while, I have someone reach out to me and they're like, hey, are you still a coach? And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, do you not see me on Facebook? Like, yeah, I'm a coach. But you have to show up and you have to put yourself out there so that people know that. Because otherwise, yes, the quick fix looks good. Otherwise, yes, that fake protein that's sitting on a shelf in Walmart looks good because it's a heck of a lot cheaper. But we have to put ourselves out there and show people that we've been doing this for this long, not because it takes this long, but because we know that this is life now. And we're going to keep doing life this way because life is good this way. So let's talk about the non-negotiables. The non-negotiables, I'm gonna go back to that whole sticking this out for the long haul thing, because I want you to understand this in your fitness and also in your business. So the non-negotiables, I mentioned the other day in my live video that there's 3. You could probably throw another one in there or take one out depending on how much time you have to devote every night and what your goals are for your business. So I'm going to say, if you're taking notes, you might want to write this down. I'm going to say that the number 1 non-negotiable every day before I go to bed is to fill my funnel. And when I say I'm going to fill my funnel, it means I'm going to send out new friend requests. I'm going to follow people based on the hashtag that I've got under my post. I'm going to offer a free couponing class and get people to join it so I've got their contact information. I'm going to comment and make friends with people in my Al-Anon support group on Facebook or in my single mom support group on Facebook. I'm going to connect with women. If you don't have one of these, start one. I started a local moms group on Facebook and it's been amazing. I've made so many friends through it. And now, like, on a Friday night when I don't have the kids, I'm like meeting up with these random women to go out to dinner and stuff so that I'm not home alone. Start one of those if you don't have one. If you do have one, join it and make friends. That's a great way to fill your funnel. And if there's any questions about filling your funnel, I'm going to pop up the chat box. You know me in my chat. I get a little squirrelish here. But if you have questions about any of these non-negotiables while I'm going over them, please ask so that I can be really, really clear. But essentially, filling your funnel is we've got this network, right? And so the network is really broad and wide. So you need to think about, what are the things that make me who I am? I'm a single mom. I'm a teacher. I like to coupon and save money. I like Ray Dunn pottery. I like to sew. I'm a runner. Just think about, just word vomit on a piece of paper, all the things that are you. And then from there, see what things you can do to fill your funnel. Like, that is your funnel. Everything that describes you or that you have interest in is your funnel. And then you can find people to add to the funnel based on that. I'm not going to add someone who's like happily married with 15 kids because that's not someone I relate to. That's not, if they end up in my funnel, it's by happenstance. It's not because I purposely added them to it. That could happen, but likely it's not going to happen. So if there's any questions about the funnel or how you fill it, let me know. Comment them up there. The second non-negotiable is connect. So it's great. Yes, you're filling your funnel. You're posting pictures and people are liking them, and you're hosting a free group, and you're doing all these things. You're commenting back and forth on Facebook in these groups that you're in with women who are very similar to you. But if that's all you're doing, then you're not doing enough. Because the truth of the matter is, we're not Rachel Hollis. We're not Chalene Johnson. People aren't just coming to us and like saying, since I'm in your funnel, I want to be part of your tribe now. Or I want you to call me, what does Rachel Hollis call her people? Sister. I want to be your sister. That's what she calls everybody. They're not going to say that to us. So we have to put a little more effort in that. Yes, we need to get them in the funnel, but then once they're there, we have to connect with them on a more intimate level. And that's when, like just today, I've talked to like 4 different women who are going through the same divorce type situation as I am. One of them used to be a coach years ago, and she wants to join our team now because her and I mean, literally when she was telling me her story, it was like the same exact story. We've been living the same life. That connection stemmed from me sharing and using the hashtag Al-Anon on Instagram. She literally said to me, I saw your Al-Anon hashtag on Instagram, and it made me think that maybe your situation is similar to mine. That I filled my funnel by using the hashtag, and then we've made that connection now because I was willing to put myself out there. So the connection piece is just how you let that person know, like, I see you. You're in my funnel, and I see you there, and I care about you. And like, it could be something as simple as you making a heart eye on their post, or, you know, commenting on, like, if they reply to your Instagram story, messaging them back. People think that, and I hate to say people think that it is special. You know, it makes us feel special when Joel Freeman likes our post or comments on our post. We're in his funnel because of the program that he works. The third non-negotiable every day needs to be inviting. So every night before you go to bed, you need to be filling your funnel, connecting with people within the funnel, not just random people that you think look cute on Instagram. Connecting with the people that are already in your funnel because they're already there for you. They're interested in you. They're not interested in Beachbody. They're interested in who you are. You're your own brand. And then invite. Don't be afraid. Like this girl, she ended up giving me her phone number. Like I ended up saying to her, are you on Facebook? She said, yes. We became friends on Facebook. I messaged her on Facebook after we'd been talking on Instagram all morning. And then she sent me her phone number and said, here's my phone number, text me because that is easier for me. So now we're texting. And then she's voice texting me while she's walking through Costco with her kids today. And I'm like, okay, this is meant to be. You need to be on my team. You need to come back to coaching. You need to work with me because I feel like we're in this together for a reason. Like we just came together and shared this for a reason. And she was like, yes, I agree. And then I actually just packed up a book that several people gave me the same book when I was first going through this whole separation. And it just like changed my life and really helped me through the hardest parts. So I've kept the extra copies and I've been paying them forward to people that I thought needed to hear the same thing. And so I sent her one today, or I'm going to mail it tomorrow, but I packaged it up tonight. There's the invite. So most times it doesn't happen that quick. Like you don't fill your funnel, connect and invite all in the same day. It takes time. That's why it's so important to be doing these things every single day. But that happens. So some of the questions that I see on here are, I can't do it, but funnel filling. Siler City contacted me about being at the Chicken Festival on May 4th. Oh, okay. So that's an awesome way to fill your funnel. Blair is very, very good at this. I was just talking to Brooke Green. Sorry about that, Blair. Blair is really, really good at this. She puts out a really good table when she's at shows, and it's very informative and eye-catching, and she usually does a giveaway. That's a fantastic funnel filler. Jackie's asking, do you have non-negotiable numbers that you follow for yourself for each of those 3 things? Yes. So filling my funnel, to me, it's kind of hard to put a number on that. I guess what you could do is like however many friend requests you make, there could be a minimum there. So for me, filling my funnel, I just make it a priority and do it for like 10 minutes every night. I just do as much as I can. I remember Sarah and I kind of did that training where we said, put on some music and for the duration of the song, do the thing. And that's kind of what I do. Every night I just play a song and the whole time I'm just filling my funnel. So I don't have a number for that, but you could. Lindsay says she does 3 to 5 funnels every day. That's a good number. Maybe you want to do 15 every day. For connections, I do a minimum of 5 every day. On the days when my kids aren't here, I've done as many as like 50. And that could be as simple as everybody who likes my picture, I just send them a message and say, thanks so much for showing your love and support. This has been a really hard journey, and it means a lot to me to know that you have my back, kind of thing. That's a connection. I didn't invite, and they're already in my funnel because they've already liked my pictures. But now we have the connection and we can start a conversation. And then for invites, it's a minimum of 5 a day. And that includes, I don't really decide whether I'm going to invite to the challenge group or to coaching until I get the conversation flowing, because from my experience, I was really bad for a while about inviting to the challenge group and not opening up the coaching opportunity. And now I kind of lead with the coaching. And then if they're not interested, I go to the challenge group. So the last thing I wanted to talk about, I don't have my watch on, so I don't know how I'm doing on time. I'm pretty good. Is discipline versus motivation. And so at the beginning of this call, I was talking to you guys about how, we're losing people, and let's use that term loosely, because we're not losing people. They might be not ready yet, but I have a feeling most of them are going to come back. We're losing them to other things because they feel like it's going to be faster. They're going to get results faster and easier. Really easier is the word, in my opinion. And we tend to do that in our own personal fitness journeys, and other people do that in our fitness journeys. And then a lot of us, like, this is going to hit some of you in the gut, but a lot of us do this in our business journey. A lot of people say things like, I've been wanting to be diamond for like 3 years now, and I'm just not there yet. Well, are you doing the non-negotiables every day? Because I love you. I do. And you know that. But if you've wanted to be diamond for the last 3 years and it just hasn't happened yet, it doesn't just happen. It doesn't. You have to do these things. You have to fill your funnel. You have to make connections. You have to invite. And some of you are in your head right now thinking, well, yeah, but I've done that with everyone that I know on Facebook, and I don't have anyone else to do that with. Guys, I get it. I don't have a lot of people left to talk to on Facebook either. So figure out another way to fill your funnel. Start diving into those hashtags more on Instagram. Start joining more groups. Start talking to people in real life. It doesn't have to be on social media. When someone asks you, what do you do for a living? What do you tell them? Do you tell them you're a health and fitness coach? I told my lawyer that. And you know what? Every time I go to the lawyer, he talks to me about Beachbody now. So lead with that. Be proud of that. This is a career path, and you're an entrepreneur. Whether you've made $100 or $100,000, it doesn't matter. You are an entrepreneur. You own a business. And so if you are saying things like, this goal's been on my vision board for the last 2 years and I just haven't hit it, or I just haven't gotten there, or it just hasn't happened for me, or I'm not as lucky as you, and I hate when people say that, or I'm not as this as you, or whatever. Guys, it's not about that. It's not. It's about discipline versus motivation. And I will tell you, you can look back at my life in the last 3 years, and you can see, based on what I did in my business, whether I was acting on discipline or acting on motivation. 2016, I hit elite. I was disciplined. I did what I had to do every single day. I had a huge why. I wanted to stay home. I made sure that everything I needed to do happened every single day. Not because it was easy, not because I had a lot of free time, because I made it work. Last year, you look at how I ended up in my business, and I was acting on motivation. And last year was the hardest year of my life so far, and had a huge lack of motivation last year in my fitness, in my business, in life in general. I struggled all year long. I did not have discipline last year. And that's why I decided 2019 is the year of me. I'm doing it. Whether I want to do it or not, it's happening. And that's where you need to be. Motivation runs out. All those women that are saying, thanks for the information, but I'm going to go with isogenics because they're promising me I'm going to lose 10 pounds in 30 days. What's going to happen at the end of the 30 days? When either A, they don't get the results they wanted, or B, they realize, oh, I'm going to have to drink this every day for the rest of my life to maintain this. And I don't want to do that. I want to go back to eating cupcakes and brownies and pizza, because there's no motivation there. It's discipline. And that's what makes us different from other companies in the business sense. And it's what makes us different from other fitness programs in the fitness sense. Because we're not teaching people, you just need to be motivated. Like you just need, I'm going to do it for you, and I'm going to get you going, and I'm going to be that missing piece. Yeah, sure. We try to do that. We do. But mostly we're teaching discipline. We're not teaching them, you can drink this thing that you mix with 10 ounces of water and you're going to lose 10 pounds in 30 days. We're teaching them that if you show up for yourself and you push play and you fuel your body with the proper nutrition and you take care of yourself and prioritize your personal health and fitness, you are going to change your life and get the results you want. It's not going to happen overnight, but if you do it every day and you stay disciplined about it, you are going to live your best life. You're going to feel good from the inside out. If we have to be practicing that and preaching it, and the best way to preach it is by doing it. So if you're one of those people, and I'm guilty, I am so guilty with 80-day obsession. Yes, I did the workouts every day, but no, I did not follow the nutrition plan at all. And you know what? Didn't lose a darn pound. Wanted to so bad, but wasn't disciplined enough to do it. I guess you could even say I was motivated to work out, mostly because I wanted to post the selfie so that everyone else knew I was working out, not because I wanted it for myself, but I wasn't disciplined to do the things behind the selfie that truly mattered. So that's another thing. You know, we're really good at posting our sweaty selfie, and we're really good about putting things out there when things are good. You know, when things are good and we get a shout out, that's when we're like, yeah, I love this. I'm going to keep working at this. When they're not so good, like maybe you heard no 15 times today, or maybe your child's sick and you had something happen at work and you're just not feeling it today. That's when you need to show up. That's probably the most important time to show up. The most important time to show up is when no one's watching. That's discipline. To do the things that need to be done in order to work this business is discipline. Christy reached out to me yesterday. And she was like, you're killing it today. And that meant a lot to me, because I appreciate a shout out every now and then. It did mean a lot to me to hear that from her. And I got to thinking, I was like, you know why I'm killing it today? Because I've worked my ass off for the last 3 weeks, ever since 2019 happened, to be disciplined. Every day, like today, actually, I sat down in my sunroom in my kid's beanbag chair, and I started watching the transformation thing with Shanti, whatever it's called. I get tongue twisted with that. But that video that he does each week, and I thought to myself, and I brought out my coffee, and I'm just sharing this to kind of give you the picture. Like, I had done meal prep. I had done like everything I was going to do, first thing in the morning, my grocery shopping, all that. I got my cup of coffee. I got my start today journal, and I went out there and I watched the video and drank my coffee. And then I opened my start today journal and started doing it. And as I wrote the date on there, January 27th, 2019, I thought to myself, I haven't missed a day. I haven't missed a freaking day in that journal. And that may not be a big deal to anybody. But if you knew me 6 months ago, I wouldn't have a full journal. I would have a couple days where I did it, and then I'd have like missed several dates, or I would be like doing yesterday's journal today just to make it look like I'd done the journal the way I was supposed to, even though I didn't do it the way I was supposed to. But every day I have made that part of my morning routine. Even on the days like yesterday, or not yesterday, one day this week I didn't get it done. My kids woke up Friday. My kids woke up before I had to leave for work, so I didn't get any quiet time after my workout on Friday. And instead of being frustrated or anything like that, I just spent time with them, and I brought my journal to work, and the first free moment I had at work, I did it. It happened before lunch still, but I didn't like set it aside and forget about it, because now it's part of the routine. It's a discipline. So you have to decide what your non-negotiables are going to be for you. Whether, like Jackie was just saying, she needs a number. Then what Jackie needs to do is figure out, what is my goal for my business this year? I know what her goal is. It's to be 2-star diamond by Summit. So I would tell her, if that's really her goal and she really wants to make that happen, then it needs to be 5, 5, and 5 every day before she goes to bed. I think 5 is a good number if you're trying to grow. If you're rapidly trying to grow or grow big, then I would up it to 10. But I would tell her that, and then I would say, what else needs to happen? I know that Jackie has been struggling lately with getting up in the morning and doing her workouts. So her and I have been texting each other because I was struggling too for a while. Well, that needs to be a discipline. No snooze 2019 is in place, ladies, and it's working so far. Even on the days when it sucks, I'm getting up and doing it. It just has to be a discipline. It can't be when it feels right. It can't be when it feels good. It can't be when you're motivated, because that goes away. Eventually, we don't feel good. Eventually, we're bored, or we are, something comes up. Eventually, motivation goes away, or it's just not enough. You might be motivated, but eventually it's not enough. And so then it just has to be like, no, I said I was going to do it, so I'm going to do it. It's just a discipline. So don't just do things for the shiny objects. Don't just do things for the sweaty selfie, and don't just do things for the shout out. The things that are happening behind the scenes are what really, truly propels our business forward. So if you want to propel your business forward in 2019, you can't rely on the shout outs, and you can't rely on the sweaty selfies and the transformation pictures, because at some point, someone might not notice what you're doing. And it doesn't mean they don't love you and they're not cheering for you. It just means maybe they've got their tunnel vision on and they're doing their thing right now. And so just because you're not getting the shout out doesn't mean you're not making the progress. Just because someone said to me that they didn't want to share their Transform 20 pictures because they didn't feel like they got the results they want. Actually, no, it wasn't someone. It was one of the girls in the video today. If you haven't watched that video yet, she was saying, like, I was really disappointed because I didn't get the results I wanted in the first 2 weeks. If she was only working off of motivation, maybe she would have gone and gotten a milkshake to drown her sorrows. Or maybe she would have said, well, this program doesn't work for me, so I'm not going to follow it anymore. Instead, she's disciplined. She's going to show up again tomorrow. And she's just going to hope that in the next 2 weeks, something major happens. That's what matters. It's kind of like, if you're the person who is eating the Oreos in the pantry and you don't think anyone knows you're eating them because they can't see you eating them, we know you're eating them. We know. If you're saying you want to be diamond and you're doing the activities when we have a live power hour, but that's the only day all week that you do the activities, and you think, sorry, Christy, and you think like, everyone thinks I'm doing my work. Everyone thinks I'm doing what I need to be doing. We know that you're only doing it one day. Okay? It's integrity, guys. And you have to, it's so easy for us to give up on ourselves and to make promises to ourselves and not keep them. But it's time for you to be disciplined in the promises that you've made to yourself, the promises that you've made in your fitness, and the promises that you've made in your business. It is time for you to keep the promise to yourself. Whatever is on your vision board, I want each of you to go and look at your vision board tonight. And I want you to think about what's the one thing you're going to focus on from that vision board this week. And I want you to share it in the team page. There's got to be one thing on your vision board, or if you're doing the Start Today journal, one thing. She has us do this every day. One thing that you write down every day that you're focusing on this week. When you look at your vision board, maybe it's overwhelming. Maybe there's too much stuff on it and you can't focus and it makes you nervous. Well, then find one part of it and just have blinders on and focus on the one part until you can check it off. When I look at my vision board, the one thing that's on there that I am so focused on is the house. And I've got blinders to everything else. And I know that I have to do these non-negotiables in order to have the money to afford the house and then to afford all the stuff that I'm going to have going on bill-wise after I get the house. I know that I have to show up. I know that in order to be a single mom and have the energy and the patience for my kids that I want to have, because I want them, if nothing else, I want them to know that they are so loved beyond measure, then I know I have to take care of me. So that's where my discipline comes in. It's not about the jeans in the closet that don't fit. It's not about this, pretty house that I just want to show off to people. That's just motivation. Having things and looking a certain way is motivation. You got to dig a little deeper to figure out what's going to drive the discipline when it's not easy and it sucks. All right, I see a couple more chats here. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, never been a snoozer. Brittany Howard, you just got a shout out for being awesome at helping Jackie get out of bed in the morning. Jackie, I think Lindsay made her own journal, didn't you, Lindsay? Because the journals aren't available right now. So she just got a notebook and started doing it. I think she shared it somewhere, maybe on her Instagram stories. Yeah, Megan just said the same thing. She's been writing it in a regular notebook. Oh, Brucey, I would love to give you a hug. Okay. If everyone is good with that little dose of love from me to you. Oh, there you go. Someone did it in their phones app. If there's any questions and you want to unmute yourself and ask them, or just have anything you want to say before I hang up, feel free. I love you guys, and I want you to meet your goals. That's why I've been talking about this so much. And I know you can do it. I know we all can. Hey, Sarai. All righty. Love you, ladies. I will get this up tonight before I go to bed.